In the endless expanse of the Persian sands, where empires rise and fall like the shifting dunes, there are secrets buried deeper than any pharaoh's tomb. Legends speak of a creature born from scorching winds and shadow, a beast with the body of a lion, the wings of a dragon, and a tail tipped with venomous spines. They called it the Manticore. As centuries passed, the Manticore faded into legend, a frightening tale told to children in the dead of night. Yet beneath the sands, forgotten temples still whispered its name, their crumbling walls holding a truth far more terrifying than any myth. On half-broken pillars, carvings of lions with human faces stare out into eternity, guardians of a slumbering power that the world has long since forgotten. The desert remembers what mankind chooses to ignore. The high priests of the old world knew. They saw the signs in the stars and heard the whispers on the wind. In chambers lit only by flickering torches, they etched their warnings onto stone tablets, a desperate plea to future generations. The symbols were clear: a lion entwined with serpents, a scorpion's sting, and the face of a man twisted in a silent scream. Their message to the kings was stark and absolute. Disturb not the sands of the west, for the devourer watches. They knew this was no mere animal. It was a primal force, an arbiter of a forgotten natural law. To wake it was to invite an apocalypse, a reckoning that no army could withstand, no wall could repel. They feared it not as a beast, but as a judgment. But human memory is short, and the thirst for glory is eternal. Centuries later, men returned, their hearts filled not with fear, but with ambition. Guided by fragmented maps and driven by tales of treasure, a new generation of explorers ventured into the forbidden lands. They were scholars, soldiers, and fortune seekers, hungry for truth, for treasure, and for the myth itself. They called it the first expedition. With the setting sun painting the canyons in hues of blood and gold, they marched onward, oblivious to the brewing sandstorm on the horizon, and the ancient eyes that watched them from the shadows, their every step a desecration of a sacred silent pact. The storm that fell upon them that night was no ordinary tempest. It was a living, breathing entity. The wind carried strange sounds, a cry that was neither beast nor man, a guttural roar that seemed to tear the very fabric of the sky. The sand rose not like dust, but like colossal waves, crashing down upon their camp. Through the swirling chaos, a hellish red light pulsed rhythmically, a beacon in the heart of the maelstrom. Some of the men swore they saw silhouettes of giant wings, vast and leathery, blotting out the stars. Others spoke of something else, something far more terrifying. They saw only the eyes, two burning coals of malice staring out from the abyss of the storm. When the sun rose again, a chilling silence had descended upon the desert. The storm was gone, but so was the expedition. The camp was a scene of utter devastation. Tents were shredded as if by giant talons, equipment was smashed beyond recognition, and an eerie stillness hung in the air. Only traces remained of the men who had dared to trespass here. Bloodstains soaking the ancient stones, and a single broken horn, unlike that of any known creature, half buried in the crimson-tinted sand. The desert had reclaimed its own, leaving behind a grim tableau, a silent testament to the fury that had been unleashed. The devourer had fed. Miraculously, one man survived. He was found days later, wandering the dunes, his mind shattered and his body broken. Huddled by a fire, his hands trembling uncontrollably, he recounted his tale to his rescuers. His haunted eyes reflected horrors no human should ever witness. His story spoke of eyes like molten fire that burned into his soul, and a voice that echoed not in his ears, but inside his own mind. A telepathic assault of pure ancient hatred. He spoke of a scorpion's tail, striking with the speed of lightning, and the screams of his comrades as they were dragged into the swirling darkness. His words painted a portrait of a predator beyond all comprehension. Was this creature merely a beast of folklore? The ancient murals hidden deep within the earth suggest otherwise. In sealed chambers, far from the light of the sun, artists depicted a lion-faced god surrounded by a vortex of flames. At its feet lay offerings of skulls, a tribute from those who worshipped it, not out of love, but out of sheer terror. Some claimed the Manticore was no beast at all, but the forgotten god of beasts, a primordial deity banished by mankind's arrogance and the rise of new faiths. It was a power too wild, too savage for a civilized world, and so it was relegated to the darkness, waiting for the day its dominion would be remembered. And now, as new storms gather over the desolate wastes, something stirs again. The air grows heavy, charged with an unseen energy. In the heart of the storm, lightning flashes, illuminating the churning clouds for a fraction of a second. And in that fleeting moment, the impossible is revealed. The silhouette of giant wings, the glint of malevolent eyes. The Devourer returns, unseen yet felt, a palpable presence that suffocates the landscape. The very ground seems to tremble in anticipation. The ancient warnings, long ignored, are about to be validated in the most brutal way imaginable. The god of beasts is rising. The desert bleeds still. When the rains come, the water that pools in the rock basins runs red, as if the land itself is wounded and weeping. It is a curse older than empires, a stain of blood carved into every grain of sand. The souls of those taken by the Manticore are said to be trapped here, their silent screams absorbed by the dunes. Occasionally, the shifting sands will reveal a human skull, bleached white by the sun, a grim reminder that this land does not belong to man. It belongs to the Devourer, and all who walk upon it are merely trespassing, their lives forfeit to the guardian of this sacred, violent ground. Listen. Listen closely when the night is deep and the desert is quiet. They say when the wind howls through the dunes, carrying its mournful, lonely song across the endless expanse, it is more than just moving air. It is the Manticore's breath, the eternal whisper of a god long forgotten, a promise of its return, a lament for a world that has forsaken it. And it reminds us that some legends should remain buried, for when they rise from the sands, they do not come to be studied. They come to reclaim their throne. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the shadows. If you seek to uncover more forgotten truths, be sure to follow our channel. Until next time, be wary of the whispers on the wind.